Welcome to the biology lesson on nutrition in plants, mineral nutrition. In this lesson, you will learn about plant nutrition, essential minerals, methods to determine the minerals plants need, macro and micronutrients, and symptoms of mineral deficiency in plants. First, let's understand what plant nutrition is all about. Plants, just like us, need proper nourishment to grow and stay healthy. And this nourishment comes in the form of minerals. Plants obtain minerals from the soil, and their roots act like little nutrient detectives, searching for the essential elements they need to survive. To determine the requirement of these minerals, scientists have come up with some cool methods, like hydroponics and aeroponics. Now, let's talk about the essential mineral elements. These elements are like superhero nutrients for plants. But not just any element can be considered essential. There are some criteria we use to determine their importance. We have two types of essential elements, macro and micronutrients. Macronutrients are the big players, required in large amounts, while micronutrients are the little heroes, needed in smaller quantities. They all work together to keep our plants healthy and happy. But where do these essential elements come from? Well, the sources can be categorized into two types, primary and secondary sources. Primary sources include soil, air, and water, while secondary sources are the organic matter and fertilizers we use to enrich the soil. Let's now explore the role of some specific essential elements and their functions. For example, nitrogen is like plant food for growth and leafy greens. Phosphorus is responsible for strong roots and fruit development. And potassium acts as a superhero, regulating water balance and overall plant health. Now, let's start with a quick overview of the common symptoms of mineral deficiency in plants. These symptoms can give us important clues about what's lacking in their diet. For example, yellowing leaves could indicate a lack of nitrogen, while stunted growth might be a sign of insufficient phosphorus. Now, let's talk about how plants actually absorb these vital minerals. There are two main ways, passive absorption and active absorption. Passive absorption is like a free ride for the plants. It's a passive process where minerals move from an area of higher concentration in the soil to an area of lower concentration in the roots. On the other hand, active absorption is like a superhero power possessed by the plants. It requires energy and specialized cells called root hairs. These amazing root hairs pump minerals against the concentration gradient from an area of lower concentration to an area of higher concentration in the roots. Now, let's explore the modes of nutrition in plants. Just like humans, plants have different ways of obtaining their food. The most common mode is autotrophic nutrition. Autotrophic nutrition is when plants make their own food using sunlight, water, and carbon dioxide through a process called photosynthesis. Imagine plants as little solar-powered factories. They turn sunlight into energy. Some plants have evolved unique modes of nutrition. For example, we have the saprophytes. These clever plants feed on decaying organic matter, just like nature's little recyclers. Next up, we have the parasitic plants. These sneaky fellows live off other plants, stealing their nutrients for survival. Lastly, we have the insectivorous plants. These carnivorous plants have developed special adaptations to capture and digest insects. And with that, we wrap up this informative lesson. For additional information on this lesson, please look at the content below the video in the online course. To get a list of the important questions and their answers for this lesson, please refer to the guidebook by our publications provided to you with this course for free. It shows you a list of all the questions that have the highest chance of coming in your next exams based on research carried out on previous year question papers. All the best, and I will see you in the next lesson.